Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Sarabjit Kaur Saran, teaching at Mata Sundari College in the Department of Psychology, University of Delhi. Module name is Major Psychological Disorders. Learning outcomes. After learning this module, you will be able to understand the concept of major psychological disorders such as mood disorders, schizophrenia, autism, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. To know the clinical picture of major psychological disorders, then you will be able to evaluate the causal factors of depression, schizophrenia, autism, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Introduction. Psychological disorders are patterns of behavior that affect the multiple areas of life such as emotional, social, occupational, functioning of the individual and brings distress in his life. NIMHANS reported that there are more than 2 crores of people in India who are suffering from major psychological disorders and need treatment and care for mental illness. The majority of patients suffering from psychological disorders fall in the category in the age group of 15 to 40 years of age. Srinivas Raju in 2010, he has reported that about 20% of the adult population in the country is affected with one or other psychological disorder. Terms such as psychopathology, mental illness and abnormality have been used to describe psychological disorders. Psychological disorders include patterns of behavior that are judged as atypical or unusual in the society. These people think irrationally, behave differently, and social and occupational dysfunctions are also found to be disrupted. An individual suffering from major psychological disorders need hospitalization and cannot lead a normal life. There are 4 major psychological disorders. Mood disorder. In the mood disorder, 2 disorders come basically, bipolar and major depression, then schizophrenia, autism and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Mood disorder. In the mood disorder basically constitute one of the major mental health problems. Mood disorder is a variation in mood that is persistent and stays for a long period of time. These alterations in mood are so severe that they interfere with the daily social, emotional and occupational functioning. The 2 main mood disorders are bipolar and unipolar depressive disorder. Clinical description and prevalence of bipolar and unipolar depression. Bipolar depression is less common than major depression. Men and women are equally affected by it. In bipolar, the patient feels both mania and depression. Mania consists intense and unrealistic feeling of euphoria, abnormally energetic and excitement. During mania, individual makes poor thought process is totally disrupted. Depression consists of profound unhappiness, dejection, crying, poor eye contact with others and sadness. Individual under depression reports diminished interest in all the activities, weight loss, psychomotor agitation, loss of energy, feeling of helplessness, worthlessness, diminished ability to think, recurrent thought of death. An individual who feels 5 of these symptoms according to DSM-5 suffers from major depression. So, these symptoms bring significant amount of distress or impairment in vocational, social and emotional functioning. The episode of depression is not because of any type of intoxication. In mania, individual experiences irritable mood, increased energy levels, increased goal directed activity, inflated self-esteem, lack of sleep, impulsive behavior, aggressive behavior, flight of ideas, psychomotor agitation, depression without mania in unipolar because the mood remains at one emotional state, extreme sadness, empathy, loneliness or feeling of helplessness, guilt, not being able to sleep, suicidal thoughts, low energy level and difficult focusing upon the things are the symptoms of depression. Depression is common in India. The prevalence of depression is 15.9%. The average onset of depression age is 24 years. As per recent research, women are twice likely to suffer from depression than men. It is found to be most common among those who are divorced, unmarried and without close interpersonal relationships. Depression may range from mild, moderate or severe depending upon the frequency and severity of the disorder. Symptoms of unipolar depression. Unipolar depression is more prevalent among women than men. What are the causes factors which are found in depression? There are so many causes. So, there are a lot of psychological, social, biological factors behind the disorder. Feeling of discouragement, hopelessness, pessimism are present. Individuals who suffer from major depression even after they are cured continue to experience depressed mood, dysthymia basically. While being depressed, they suffer from two of the following symptoms such as helplessness, hypersomnia, low self-esteem, lack of energy and poor decision making capability. These symptoms are not due to physiological effect of any substance. Prevalence of mood disorder is found to be 2 to 3 times more likely among blood relatives. Identical twins are twice likely to suffer from depression than fraternal twins. Researchers have identified a number of genes behind the disorder. One of the key neurotransmitter that is found that is implicated in schizophrenia is serotonin transporter gene 5-HTT is found to have been implicated in schizophrenia. Individual with two short alleles predisposes him to depression than a person with two long alleles and one with short and one with long alleles. Two neurotransmitters serotonin and norepinephrine are found to be lower in the brains of depressive patients. It may be due to depletion of one or both of these neurotransmitters at important receptors in the brain. These neurotransmitters are thought to be involved in the regulation of sleep, arousal and appetite, and these are disturbed in the person suffering from mood disorder. Level of neurotransmitters, they are found to be high in individuals, those who are suffering from mania, maniac disturbances. Basically in maniac, disturbances are found in the following areas like disturbances in the HP axis and hypothalamic pituitary thyroid is also found to trigger mood disorder. Damages to the left anterior prefrontal cortex plays a significant role in depression. Low level of activity in orbital prefrontal cortex, dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, anterior cingulate cortex and in amygdala that leads to depression. Next is schizophrenia. The next major disorder people they suffer, that is schizophrenia. So, it is a complex mental disorder characterized by abnormal psychological functions such as perception, attention, emotion, behavior and failure to understand what is real. Common symptoms include hallucinations, basically hearing voices that others do not hear, delusions, that is another symptom that schizophrenics suffer, that is the false beliefs, confused thinking, reduced social engagement, disturbance in speech, lack of motivation and several other symptoms. They may be additional mental health problems such as anxiety, depression and substance use disorder. They show bizarre behavior and lack of motivation to do work. They show inappropriate emotions, so it is a serious mental disorder. So they are unable to lead a normal life. So they need hospitalization for their own safety and treatment. Symptoms appear gradually, begin in young adulthood and last a long period of time. Onset of the disorder is during late adolescence and early adulthood. Children who go on to develop the disorder may demonstrate decreased intellectual, motor and social anxiety and poor school performance. Clinical picture of schizophrenia. Symptoms of schizophrenia. Basically, this is divided into two categories. People suffer from positive and negative symptoms. Positive symptoms, this include delusions, hallucinations, disorganized thinking and behavior. Positive symptoms generally respond to medication. Delusions are false beliefs. They are often bizarre and persecutory in nature, with the belief that others are plotting against them. Another is delusion of grandeur, that is the belief one is a famous or a powerful figure. In delusion of control, patient thinks that evil forces are controlling his thoughts, feelings and actions. Hallucinations are another symptom of schizophrenia. They see and hear voices that are not there in reality. They suffer from disorganized thinking and speech. The speech is not understandable to others what they are talking. Negative symptoms are deficits of emotions and less response to the medication. The common negative symptom that includes poor speech, inability to experience pleasure, lack of motivation, deficit in cognitive functioning is also common among schizophrenic patients. The DSM-5 divides schizophrenia into 5 types basically. Catatonic schizophrenia, they suffer from unusual pattern of motor activity, such they sit in a single posture for hours. They also suffer from speech disturbances, disorganized, and that is the another second type of schizophrenia, disorganized schizophrenia. They show poor motivation, emotions, delusions and verbal incoherence. Another is a paranoid schizophrenia. They are characterized by absurd, illogical beliefs. And next type is the undifferentiated type of schizophrenia. They suffer from delusions, hallucinations and incoherent speech. Last is the residual type. They show minimal effect and lack of motivation. So, these are the symptoms of schizophrenia. Now, we will study the causal factor of schizophrenia. So, there is a combination of genetic and environmental factors that play a role in the development of the disorder. Genetic factors, how they contribute to, how they lead to the schizophrenia. Schizophrenia run in the families. Prevalence of schizophrenia is more common in closely related blood relations. In a large study conducted in Finland, children born to schizophrenic patients, they are brought up in a healthy families. Under stressful situations, about 9% develop symptom of schizophrenia. Not a single gene is found to be implicated in the development of the disorder. So, there are multiple genes which trigger the disorder. Basically, it is a psychogenic, many genes they contribute to the development of the disorder. Another is brain dysfunctions, MRI scans, PET scans and other tests. They found structural and functional defects in certain areas of the brain. So, that is found to be the cause behind schizophrenia. Cognitive functioning is also found to be impaired in schizophrenia. They perform poorly in continuous performance tests. So, there are the CPT tests, they perform poorly on those tests. So, there are also problem in working memory, deficits in the eye tracking tests. So, schizophrenic patients, they are found to have enlarged brain ventricles that reduce the amount of brain tissue. Gray matter is also The loss of gray matter is also found in the brain of the schizophrenic patients. Dysfunctions of temporal lobe, impaired functioning of frontal lobe, disturbances in the hippocampus area of the brain and occipital lobe, they are also found to be they are also found to be in a lacking stage in schizophrenic patients. So, biochemical factors. So, these are the another factors which contribute to the schizophrenia. These are the dopamine imbalances, they are associated with schizophrenia. Drugs which are found to be beneficial for the patients, they work on the dopamine receptors. So, it produces a functional excess of dopamine in the brain of the patients. Dysfunctions in the glutamate receptors is also found to be the reason behind the disorder. So, next disorder is the autism. This is also one of the major psychological disorder people suffer from, children basically suffer from. Autism is one of the serious disorder that is difficult to understand and treat, as people with disorder experience a wide range of problems related to socialization, language and cognitions. Autism makes up about 3.2% of the cases seen in inpatient settings. This is the study found by Furs Avian in 1985. So, this is considered to be the result of some structural differences in the brain, and that are usually evident at birth or become apparent when the child begins to develop. And then what is the clinical description? What are the clinical symptoms behind the autism? So, there are so many symptoms. Autism word that was first identified by Leo Kanner, a psychiatrist at Johns Hopkins University, and he was studying basically the behavior of 11 disturbed children who behaved in a way that was uncommon among children. So, the behavior of these children was characterized by extreme autistic aloneness, which led him to naming this disorder as autism. So, Leo Kanner was the person who first discovered this disorder in 1943. Autistic people, they exhibit a wide range of problematic behavior, including deficits in language, perception and motor development, and inability to function in social situations. Autism is usually identified before the child is 30 months of age. Then what are the other symptoms? Like social deficits are also found, emotional disturbances. Autistic individuals do not show any need for affection and contact with others. They avoid others. They do not understand social cues from others. Complete mind blindness is found in them. They see things as others see them. Few autistics, they initiate to play with others. These children have significant impairment in non-verbal behavior, as they are unable to make eye contact and often unresponsive. So, they were found to be less efficient in studying the emotions and expressions of other people. So, they do not enjoy physical activity like wrestling, ticking, or they do basically they engage in symbolic play. Some of them may not be able to differentiate one person from the another, but they develop strong attachment to inanimate objects like keys, switches or blankets. Another symptom of autistic children is intellectual ability. Autistic children do not perform well on the cognitive and intellectual tasks. They are significantly impaired on memory tasks. When memory tests were administered upon them, they were found to be lacking in these areas. So, deficits are also found in social reasoning, but they can manipulate objects. Some autistic children, they are quite well at fitting objects, and their performance on puzzle may be average or above average. So, when autistic children, they are shown some pictures, then they are asked to make a story. So, they show marked deficiency in performance. Another symptom of autistic is communication deficits. Some autistic children, they show deficits in language. Some of them show deficits in communication. 1/3 of these children, they never acquire speech. The ones who have acquired speech are often they do very unusual activities in much of their communication. Some repeat the speech of others, but the other they are saying, they are repeating basically the same sentence again and again. So, this pattern is known as the echolalia. We refer to this is also referred to as a sign of delayed speech development. If you say, my name is Ram, what's your name? They will repeat all and part of what you said, Ram is my name. Some who can speak are unwilling to carry on conversation with others. Pronoun reversal, that is also one symptom that is found in autistic children. Autistic children wherein they refer to themselves in the third person, as a third person, he, she or you, or even by referring to themselves by their own name. So, this kind of abnormality is linked to echolalia, wherein they refer to themselves as they have heard others speaking to them, as result of which they misapply pronouns. Another symptom of autistic is restricted behavior, interest in activities. Autistic children, they have restricted pattern of behavior and interest, and they basically lack interest in other social activities. They like things to be the same. They become extremely upset when if there is a small change is introduced. So, this intense preference for the status quo has been called maintenance of sameness. When anything familiar in the environment is altered even slightly, these children may have a violent temper tantrum or crying spell that continues until the familiar situation is restored. So, autistic children, they are obsessed with the maintenance of sameness. They want everything should be same. So, they spend countless hours in stereotyped and ritualistic behavior, making such as stereotyped movement in circles, waving their hands in front of their eye with the others' heads caused to one side. Another symptom of autistic is self-stimulation. Self-stimulation is often a characteristic of autistic children. So, it is unusually, it takes form of such repetitive movements such as hand banging, head banging, they bang head spinning and rocking, which may continue for hours. Other bizarre movements and repetitive behaviors are typical. Autistic children, they seem to be actively arrange the environment on their own terms in an effort to limit intervention of other people, because they like the sameness. They do not want to see any change in their surroundings. So, they prefer instead of a limited and solitary routine. What are the causes behind it? There are the biological causes, social and psychological causes which are implicated in the development of schizophrenia. Empirical evidences support genetic factors, basically genetic influences. So, these factors contribute in the development of autism. It was found that in a family, if one child suffers from autism, so there is a 5 to 10% of the chances that the other child will also suffer from the same disorder. It is not yet clear which genes actually lead to the disorder. Researchers, they are doing a work on the oxytocin because it plays important role in our social memory and in our social bonding with others. So, there is evidence of some involvement with numerous chromosomes which are implicated in autism. So, researchers, they are seeing whether genes responsible for this neurochemical are involved with autism. Preliminary work identifies an association between autism and oxytocin receptor gene. Then another factor is the which come under the biological factors is the neurobiological influences. Researchers, they have found the brain of the adults and children with autism to be significantly larger in comparison to that than of a normal adults and without the autism. So, which have been supported by further studies which use the measurement of one's head circumference as an indicator of brain size. These findings suggests that children with autism, they are though born with brain of a relatively normal size. They, however, between the age of 2 and 4 years of age, they have the brain significantly larger than those children without autism. Along with a larger brain size, the brain growth of autistic people is significantly lower in later childhood, which establishes a direct connection between the patterns of brain growth to the autistic or autism. The overgrowth area of the brain, these are the basically the area of the brain which are overly grown, these are the frontal, temporal, cerebrum, which are linked to the language, social and emotional functions. Other major psychological disorder is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. It is a childhood mental disorder whereby the person is unable to pay attention to school or work related tasks. They often are very impulsive and unable to sit or stand still. Some of the children, they show both symptoms like a pattern of inattention and excessive motor activity like aimlessly running. So, these symptoms significantly disrupt the academic and social functioning of the child. Unfortunately, this problem does not go away with the passage of time. What is the clinical description? What are the symptoms behind the ADHD? Children, those who are suffering from ADHD, they have a great deal of difficulty in sustaining their attention to a task or a activity. Their tasks, therefore, they are often left unfinished. They seem not to be listening when someone else is speaking. In addition to this, serious disruption in attention, some children with ADHD, they display motor hyperactivity. For example, they are unable to sit at one place in school for more than a few minutes. So, their restlessness and inability to concentrate on a particular task for longer than a few minutes is a considerable source of concern for their teacher as well as with peers. In addition to hyperactivity and problem sustaining attention, impulsivity, acting apparently without thinking. It is a common complaint among these ADHD children. Like these children, even DSM-5 TR differentiates 3 types of the symptoms. The first type of symptoms, this involves an inability to pay attention in school, as a result of which they may not complete their school assignment and they often make careless mistakes. The second type of symptoms that are found in a hyperactivity, which means they are impulsive, run aimlessly and have trouble sitting or standing quietly. Third type of the symptoms which are found with ADHD children, these children show symptoms of both inattention and impulsivity. For a person to be diagnosed with ADHD, either the first or second and third, hyperactivity and impulsivity, domain of symptoms must be present in the individual if we want to label that child as ADHD. So, these should be present in the person. So, in attention deficit hyperactivity, due to the presence of impulsivity and inattention, the children's performance in the school activities suffers. What are the causes behind it? Like causal factors. There are so many factors which are found to be implicated in ADHD. So, in understanding the causal factors related to ADHD, so it still remains unclear as to what extent the disorder results from environmental factors or biological factors, and recent research points to both genetic as well as environmental factors. They contribute to ADHD. So, many researchers, they believe that biological factors such as genetic inheritance will turn out to be important precursors to the development of ADHD. But firm conclusions regarding any biological basis for ADHD still awaits further research. So, what are the genetic factors which are implicated, which are the cause behind the ADHD? So, they found a significant role in ADHD with research indicating heritability, like heredity plays a 70 to 80% of role in ADHD. So, genes associated with neurochemicals like serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine and gamma, they are found to be the cause behind ADHD, which though can be drugs like which acts as stimulants, Ritalin, that found to be successful in treating ADHD because it inhibits the genes and amplifies the impact of norepinephrine and dopamine. Several genes with these neurobiological factors work in a complex way and contribute to ADHD. And what is the another under the biological causes? There are another thing is neurobiological factors. It also come under the biological factors. While studying the neurobiological factors, structural and functional abnormalities have been found in the brain of those who are suffering from ADHD. Several studies have been conducted and they found deficits in the frontal lobe and in the reticular activation system of such patients. Moreover, children with ADHD, they perform poorly on neuropsychological tests and rely on the frontal lobe, providing further support for the theory that a basic deficit in the part of the brain that may be related to the disorder. Another factor which come under the genetic factor, that is prenatal and perinatal factors. Prenatal and perinatal complications, that's the another neurobiological risk factors that lead to attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Oxygen deprivation at the time of the birth and the birth weight, alcohol or tobacco consumption by the expectant mother leads to the development of the ADHD. And what are the environmental factors which contributed, which are implicated in the disorder? This is the environmental toxins. So, in the 1970, the role of environmental toxins was popular in the development of hyperactivity. Among early theories are Feingold. He proposed that additive and artificial flavoring and colors in the food, they upset the central nervous system of the child who were hyperactive, and he prescribed a diet free of these products. However, well controlled studies of so called Feingold diet have found that very few children with ADHD respond positively to it. So, a recent study found similarly small effects of food additives and artificial coloring on hyperactive behavior. Even refined sugar, it can also trigger ADHD in children. So, lead poisoning, that is found if the child is living in poor conditions, that is also associated to ADHD, although it produces small degree of symptoms. Maternal smoking also is implicated in ADHD, as have been suggested by recent findings in the area. Exposure to environmental toxins like chronic exposure to nicotine decreases dopamine release in brain, that causes ADHD and behavioral deceptions. And summary of psychological disorders are patterns of behavior that affect multiple areas of life such as emotional, social, occupational functioning of the individual and brings a distress in his life. Anything that is called a disorder, if it brings a social, occupational and emotional dysfunctioning, only then you can label ki the person is suffering from psychological disorder. So, major psychological disorders are the mood disorders in the bipolar and unipolar disorder. Bipolar means the person is suffering from both mania and depression, and in major depression the individual is suffering only from depression. Then another is the autism, then the ADHD disorder, and then schizophrenia. All these are the major psychological disorders. These patients, they cannot lead a normal life. They need hospitalization because everything is disrupted, because they cannot think rationally and they are unable to take care of themselves. So, they can live life normally under the guidance of some person if they are staying at home, and if they are hospitalized, so they need the hospitalization. Thank you.